cholinesterase inhibitors, and today we will discuss about the parasympatholatic agent. Now just remember that statement that parasympathomimetic and parasympatholytic will have the opposite effects. So here we will have the opposite effects of the parasympathomimetic. So basically these agents are also known as cholinergic receptor antagonist. And this cholinergic receptor antagonist, they are of two categories. One is the muscarinic and another is of the nicotinic. So we will have the two agents from this class, parasympatholytic or cholinolytic, muscarinic and nicotinic. This nicotinic that will be further having ganglionic blocker as well as the neuromuscular junction blocker. So it will have the another class, that is the ganglion blocker and neuromuscular junction blocker. So first we will discuss about this natural agents belongs to the cholinergic antagonist or cholinereceptor antagonist. So major or the representing agent from this class is the atropine. As we know that atropine, that is from the Atropa belladonna, and another is the scopolamine. Scopolamine, it is from the hyoscine. These are the two natural agents which represent this cholinergic receptor antagonist. Then comes the synthetic or semi-synthetic. Like first category, semi-synthetic agent. This atropine, that is converted into the hometropine. That is the semi-synthetic agent. This hometropine is the semi-synthetic agent which is from the atropine. So that is why it belongs to the semi-synthetic category. Another agent from this class are the propanthelin. This is useful in the peptic ulcer as well as the hypermotility. Then comes the pyrangiapine. This pyrangiapine is also known to be as a selective M1 receptor antagonist. Pyrangiapine, that is also useful in the peptic ulcer. Then comes the dicyclomine, that is mostly used for this hypermotility, abdominal pain, and pain during the menstrual cycle. That is also one of the major use of this dicyclomine. Then comes the tropicamide, that is used as a mydriatic as well as cycloplegic agent. We will see what this mydriatic and cycloplegic. This hometropine is also used as a mydriatic and cycloplegic. Then comes the hypratropium. Hypratropium salt, that bromide is used, hypratropium bromide, which is useful in the asthma. Then lastly, benztropine. We have already discussed this benztropine. Thus benztropine is used in addition as an add-on therapy in the Parkinson disease. It is used in combination with the levodopa. So these are the agents which represent the cholinergic receptor antagonist, or they are the parasympatholytic or cholinolytic. Now considering the major effects, what may be the major effects of these agents? In general, what we used to say about this cholinomimetic. Cholinomimetic માટે શું કહીએ generally? એ આપણાને કહેશે હેતા.
Excitatory in nature.
Excitatory in nature. Except
Heart and blood vessels.
Okay, તો આ cholinolytic ની ઇફેક્ટ શું હશે? Lytic means
Inhibitory.
inhibitor in nature except heart and
blood vessels.
blood vessel. Good, Heta. So here, just let's see which are the effect on the blood vessel. As such, that blood vessels do not have direct parasympathetic innervation. This is very important statement. As we are writing about the sympathetic nervous system that is having the innervation, while this parasympathetic direct innervation, no direct parasympathetic innervation, that is to the blood vessels. So how this is producing effect? So first let us understand that is why the muscarinic antagonist, they are having the minimal effect on this circulation. In the absence, this is basically in the absence of muscarinic agonist, because this antagonist, they are in acting against this agonist. So that is why there is a minimal effect. That one thing we have to remember. Then this parasympathetic stimulation that dilate the coronary arteries. They dilate the coronary artery. So this is why the atropine can block this vasodilation. Sorry. Atropine can block this vasodilation effect. Furthermore, this is also producing a release of this EDRF, endothelial derived relaxin factor, endothelial dependent or derived relaxing factor, EDRF, relaxing factor, and thereby it is producing fall in blood pressure. These receptors are readily blocked by anti-muscarinic drug. So this, at the toxic doses, this anti-muscarinic agent causes cutaneous vasodilation, but still the mechanism that is unknown for this. Then effect on the heart. Higher doses, it will produce the tachycardia. This is because of the blockage of the M2 receptor. In low dose, that is producing initially bradycardia. Initially it produced the bradycardia. Before the effect of the peripheral vagal block becomes visible. When vagal block becomes visible, at that time there will be inhibitory effect on this. Means we will get the tachycardia. As we know, there's vagus nerve, 10th cranial nerve, vagus nerve, 10th cranial nerve. It is mixed in nature, but dominant effect is of the parasympathetic nervous system. And if there is a parasympathetic, then this parasympathetic in general inhibitory, in general excitatory in nature, except heart and blood vessel, means on heart and blood vessel it will produce the inhibitory effect. So before this produce, and then this heart, this tachycardia, that is because of this blockage of the M2 receptor. So in low dose it produces initial bradycardia before the effects of the peripheral vagal block becomes visible. Then comes this presynaptic muscarinic receptor. This presynaptic muscarinic receptor M1 that provide a feedback inhibition of the release of acetylcholine, and this atropine that block the presynaptic muscarinic M1 receptor and increase the release of acetylcholine. In this class, specifically that pyrenzepine, the representative of this class, pyrenzepine, that inhibit the M1 receptor to produce the bradycardia. This is about the effect on the cardiovascular system. Now come the effect on the smooth muscle. What may be the effect on the smooth muscle? પાછું પેલું સ્ટેટમેન્ટ બોલવાનું. પેરાસિમ્પેથોલાઇટિક ઇન જનરલ શું ઇફેક્ટ આવશે? Inhibitory. So let's see what is the effect there we are getting. So here the M3 receptors, it inhibit the M3 receptor, and here the inhibitor effect, that is the bronchodilation. So first thing we are getting the bronchodilation, and second thing that inhibit the secretion. These are the two major effect on the smooth muscle. Inhibit the secretion in respiratory system. So first inhibitor effect, that is the bronchodilation, and second secretion are inhibited. So that is why this is useful in the treatment of the bronchial asthma. In addition to this, because this atropine, that is the major representative from this class, parasympathetic, this atropine that inhibit this salivation. Inhibitor effect, in general inhibitor effect, just remember like this, inhibit the salivation. That is why it will result into the dry mouth and also result into the difficulty in swelling. A inhibitory effect છે, inhibitory, that is the dry mouth. That is why most of the anticholinergic agent will have this adverse effect, dry mouth, as well as there will be decrease in the gastric acid secretion and decreased GI motility. Like that, this GI motility will lead to the major adverse effect of the constipation. Here the other agent, in addition to this atropine, that pyranzapine, talanzapine, that also reduces the gastric acid secretion with fewer adverse effect like atropine. Fewer adverse effect like atropine means this effects like dryness of mouth, gastric acid secretion. That is the effect which we are intending over here in the ulcer, as I discussed earlier. Pyranzapine, this pyranzapine, that is the class of the agent selective M1 receptor antagonist, and that is useful in the treatment of the peptic ulcer because it will produce the inhibitor effect on the secretion. That is why we are using this in the treatment of the ulcer. This muscarinic antagonist can cause the urinary retention by blocking the excitatory effect of acetylcholine on the detrusor muscle. Just remember the table which we discussed earlier. Here the parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system, what it produces on the urinary system, that it causes the release of the urine. That is the micturition. So parasympathetic nervous system, that is producing a release of the urine. So if that is blocked, because these are the antagonists, so this antagonist will cause the urinary retention. And this urinary retention, same sentence which we can write down, this retention, that is by blocking the excitatory effect of acetylcholine on detrusor muscle. As we know that detrusor muscles, that means to push down. When detrusor muscle getting contracted and orifice open, that result into the release of the urine from the bladder. That process will be inhibited and that will result into the urinary retention. So this anticholinergic agent will have urinary retention. Now again we will say the same statement. In general, it is inhibitory in nature, because just remember that statement, दुश्मन का दुश्मन. Sorry for the effect of this mouse. Here sympathomimetic effect, opposite effect, इसकी opposite effect देगा, that is of the parasympathomimetic. Now remember the statement, दुश्मन का दुश्मन दोस्त. Parasympathomimetic का दुश्मन कौन है? that is the parasympatholatic. किसके साथ जाके बैठेगा? That will be sitting with this parasympatholatic. That is why we are using the common statement. Sympathomimetic and parasympatholytic will have the similar effect. जब बनती होगी तभी एक दूसरे के साथ बैठेंगे. So will have the similar effect. Same statement you can apply for this parasympathomimetic. Here sympathomimetic का उसके अपना क्लास का दुश्मन कौन है? Sympatholytic. किसके साथ जाके बैठेगा? वो बैठेगा parasympathomimetic के साथ में. That is why here the sympatholytic. अगर ये कंसेप्ट समझ लो तो you can easily understand the entire nervous system. Here the parasympathomimetic and sympatholytic will have the similar effect. So that is why here we are again writing parasympatholytic. We are understanding over here the parasympatholytic or cholinergic agents. So we will repeat the same statement which we used to say for the sympathetic nervous system. In general, inhibitor in nature except heart and blood vessels. So here also on the gland we will have the inhibitor effect. So it inhibits the M3. Just remember M1, M2, M3. M1 neuronal, M2 cardiac, M3 glandular, and smooth muscle also. Here we discuss the M3 smooth muscle. So M1, M2, M3. So here it will produce the inhibitory effect, and this inhibition as well as this is also producing the inhibitory effect on the M2 receptor, and this will decrease the sweating. The effect, that is the decrease in the sweating. Just remember again the sweating, the innervation we have already discussed earlier. Here, because this decrease the sweating, as we know that sweating is one of the process that is to control the body temperature or to lower the body temperature. So here this process will be inhibited. As this process inhibited, that decrease in sweating, that will result into the increased body temperature, and that is considered as an atropine fever, not actual fever. This is the effect of the atropine. So atropine fever, and this also lead to the other secretion from the gland, that is the salivary, that we have already discussed, dry mouth. Then it also decrease the lacrimal secretion, decrease in the lacrimal secretion, that result into the dryness of the eye or sandy eyes. That is why it result into the dryness of the eye or sandy eyes. So these are the effects of the parasympatholytic agent. Now effect of the parasympatholytic agent on the eye. What may be the effect on the eye? ये आपला ने कैसे, जयमीन?
Dilation of eye.
Dilation of the eye. Good. दिशा बरोबर છે?
Yes, sir.
Ayushi, what is your opinion?
Yes, sir.
Mydriasis or meiosis?
Mydriasis.
Mydriasis. ये सा sympathomimetic की इफेक्ट क्या आएगी?
Dilation.
Dilation. So it will result into the
Sympathomimetic opposite.
sympathomimetic mydriasis. And what about parasympatholytic?
Meiosis.
परिधि?
Meiosis.
नहीं, parasympatholytic. दुश्मन का दुश्मन दोस्त. Just earlier we discuss. A concept समझ लो एक बात खाली.
Sir, same.
Similar effect, right? So it will also produce the mydriasis.
Yeah.
Okay, Yesa, you can turn off your microphone. So let's see the effect on the eye. It will produce the dilation, mydriasis. As we know that inhibition of the cholinergic, અહીંયા મેં સમજાવ્યું તો તમને C છે almost, cholinergic, then it will block the contraction of the iris sphincter and it increase the diameter of the pupil. Sorry, D here it is like mydriasis phenomenon, but it will result into the increase in the diameter of the pupil and that will result into the dilation of pupil and mydriasis. हमें समझे तो D तरीके है, that is in the sympathetic, adrenergic. So D, but here we are blocking this cholinergic system. That is why inhibiting the parasympathetic nervous system, and that is why it will block the contraction. Means because of this, it will increase the diameter and dilation and will produce the mydriasis. That is why this Atropa belladonna, if you go back into the history of this atropine, this is from the plant Atropa belladonna. Belladonna no meaning થાય છે that is beautiful lady. Earlier it was used for the cosmetic purpose. Belladonna. It is from the word belladonna, means beautiful lady. Lady जो है आंखों से पहचानी जाती है, that beauty. It was earlier used as a cosmetic purpose because it is producing the mydriatic action. So because of this mydriatic, and this was in the Italian Renaissance. Like culture, we are following Western culture. At that time, this was the Italian culture was followed. So in this era, it was used for the mydriatic purpose as a cosmetic. Another effect of this atropine, that it weakening the contraction of the ciliary muscles. याद हो तो ciliary muscle. Anyone? ना याद आओ तो याद देवड़े दो. You just repeat by looking on the slide. Janvi. Kumkum.
Yes, sir.
Janvi
Janvi.
बोलो.
What was the question, sir?
What will be the effect of the ciliary muscle? Ciliary muscle નો क्या રોલ છે? Role of the ciliary muscle. મેં એના માટે આ સ્લાઇડ એક પ્રેઝન્ટ કરી છે અહીંયા, જે પહેલા ડિસ્કસ થઈ છે આપણે. અને એટ્રોપિન ની ઇફેક્ટ શું હશે અહીંયા?
Atropine contraction.
વિચારીને કહેજો. કુમકુમ, you can also join for this. આ ખાલી જગ્યા યાદ રાખજો, હું પછી મારી સ્લાઇડ પાછી કરું છું. Here the ciliary muscle contraction, suspensory ligament relaxation, and the lens will round up for the near vision. Right? આ શેમાં જોઈતું આપણે? ઇફેક્ટ ઓફ પેરાસિમ્પેથેટિક સ્ટિમ્યુલેશન. તો હવે અહીંયા શું હશે?
Dilation, sir.
નહીં, ડાયલેશન તો આપણે ડિસ્કસ કર્યું. જુઓ, ડાયલેશન એક વર્ડ ડિસ્કસ થઈ ગયો. આ પાર્ટ આપણે ડિસ્કસ કરી લીધું. આ ઓપોઝ થશે અને ડાયલેશન આવશે, એ ડિસ્કસ થઈ ગયું. Now what I am asking about this focus of for the near vision, focal length જેને કહીએ છે. કુમકુમ,
સર લેન્સ ઠીક થશે.
આંસી ફરીથી.
લેન્સ ની થિકનેસ વધશે.
થિકનેસ કે જે રાઉન્ડિંગ છે એ પ્રોસેસ રિલેટેડ કહેવા માંગો છો?
સર એટલે ફોકલ લેન્થ ઓછી થશે.
નહીં થવા દે ને. ફોકલ લેન્થ જે એડજસ્ટ કરીએ છીએ આપણે રૂટીનમાં નજીક જોઈને દૂર જોઈએ છે, તો our eye that immediately adjust this, right? So this કુમકુમે કોઈ જવાબ આપ્યો નથી હજુ. કુમકુમ, are you there?
હા સર, કીધું dilation.
Okay, sorry તો મેં નતું સાંભળ્યું. So here the another effect of this atropine, once we discuss, that is the mydriatic effect. Here we are getting this mydriatic effect. Another effect of this atropine, that it weaken the contraction of the ciliary muscle. Ciliary muscle નો રોલ આપણે જોયો આગળ. Ciliary muscle routine contraction ના લીધે શું ઇફેક્ટ મળશે આપણને? Ciliary muscle contraction, it will relax this, or it will allow the relaxation of this suspensory ligament. Suspensory ligament relax થશે, it will allow the round up of this lens, and this will adjust for the near vision. આ જો ઇનહિબિટ થશે. Now if we inhibit this ciliary muscle contraction, તો જે adjustment છે, that adjustment will be lost. So here what happened? Now I repeat, weakening of the contraction of the ciliary muscle, or this process is known as a cycloplegia. We will discuss later. First we will discuss this connection. It will inhibit this contraction or weakening this contraction of the ciliary muscle. That is why it does not allow lens spontaneously round up and focus for the near vision. આ process ને શું કરશે? Inhibit કરશે. This process is known as a cycloplegia. So one effect, just remember this, for the atropine or parasympathetic agent, one effect that is the mydriatic, and second effect is the cycloplegic. આ એજન્ટ ને કહેવાય mydriatic and cycloplegic. પ્રોસેસ ને કહેવાય mydriasis and cycloplegia. So that is why it is produced the cycloplegia, because this contraction is weakened of the ciliary muscle and lens will not be able to round up for near vision. Focus, round up and focus for the near vision will be inhibited. That is why it will result into the loss of accommodation to near vision. And simply jo kahu, that is why it is used as a mydriatic and cycloplegic. Atropine as well as the another class of the agent, that is the scopolamine. This atropine and scopolamine that produces the mydriatic and cycloplegic, but it is having the long duration of action. It is having the long duration of action. That is why it's semi-synthetic derivative. Atropine no semi-synthetic derivative कहो जाए? कौन कैसे आपला ने? इसी का which is the semi-synthetic derivative? इसी का आवाज नहीं आवतो. हेतवी, you can also join. Which is the semi-synthetic derivative? Atropine. परिधि?
Ipratropium.
नहीं,
Ipratropium.
नहीं. ओके, चलो कहीं वांधो नहीं. दिशा पंड्या.
Atropine.
ફરીથી
Atropine.
નહીં. ચલો હું એક સ્લાઇડ કરું છું. સ્લાઇડ પરથી તમને આઈડિયા આવશે. પહેલા ડિસ્કસ કર્યું મેં. એનીવન?
Sir, homatropine.
Homatropine is the semi-synthetic derivative. So this homatropine is the semi-synthetic derivative, as I discussed earlier, and that is having the short duration of action. So this homatropine is nowadays used for the mydriatic and cycloplegic purpose. It is, this atropine is replaced for this therapeutic use. For this specifically, mydriatic and cycloplegic agent. જેમણે નાકના નંબર ચેક કરાયો તો એમને આઈડિયા હશે કે ટીપા જે નાખવામાં આવે છે, this is specifically used in the pediatric population. નંબર ચેક કરો, એના પહેલે જે એડ કરવામાં આવે છે drops, that is the homatropine, or broadly category mydriatic and cycloplegic agent. આ use કરવામાં આવે છે, mydriatic and cycloplegic agent. Then next use or next point related to this, that acute angle glaucoma that may be precipitated in patients with narrow angle glaucoma as it increase the intraocular pressure. This drug is having the characteristic of increasing the intraocular pressure, as this also reduces the lacrimal secretion. As we discussed earlier, that this drug is having effect on the eye, that it decreases the or inhibit the lacrimal secretion, and that is why it results into the dry or sandy eyes. So that is also one of the point or effect related to this parasympathetic on the eye. Now nicotinic effect. this anti-muscarinic agents drug normally selective for this muscarinic cholinergic effect, but in high doses this nicotinic effect generally, because we are using this muscarinic blocker, so normally it won't have the selectivity, but in the high dose they also block the nicotinic receptor at the autonomic ganglia and skeletal muscle. જેમ મેં તમને કીધું કે આગળ when we discuss about the nicotinic part, this nicotinic, at that time we will have the two category, one the ganglion blocking agent as well as the NMJ, neuromuscular blocking agent. So in high doses this will produce the effect on this. Then comes the CNS effect. The CNS effect will be because of this M1 receptor, inhibition of this M1 receptor. Did we study related to the M1 receptor or effect of this M1 receptor? कोई memory related discussion થઈ તો parasympathomimetic agents માં?
Yes, sir.
શું હતું?
Increase થાય memory.
ઇન્ક્રીઝ થાય. તો અહીંયા ચાન્સીસ શું છે? So here we are inhibiting this M1 receptor in the brain, will produce sedation as well as this amnesia and decrease the locomotor activity and cognition. એટલે જે પ્રોસેસ ત્યાં બેનિફિશિયલ હતી, here this parasympatholytic opposite કરશે effect ને, so we will have this decrease in the cognition. That is why it result into the confusion, excitement, hallucination, ataxia. આ બધા એના એડ ઓન ઇફેક્ટ છે. મેજર ઇફેક્ટ આ છે જે લખીએ, લોકોમોટર, કોગ્નિટિવ, સિડેશન, એમનેસિયા, રાઈટ? આ વર્ડ તો ખબર છે ને, એમનેસિયા? Yes or no?
No, sir.
नहीं, it is also loss of memory. Amnesia means loss of memory. આવી રીતના આવે છે એલોપેસિયા. આ બધા સિમિલર વર્ડ છે. એલોપેસિયા means loss of hair. અહીંયા નથી હો, આની ઇફેક્ટ નથી આ. Loss of hair, alopecia. That is known as alopecia. ALOPESIA, alopecia. Here it is amnesia. Sorry, this is PECIA, alopecia. So here amnesia, that is also loss of memory. So we are getting the opposite effect as of this parasympathomimetic, that is supposed to be the opposite effect. Now some of the uses. Atropine is used to increase the heart rate. Just repeat the statement. In general, inhibitory in nature except heart and blood vessel. So it will produce the increase in heart rate. And bradycardia, that is result from the pronounced vagal stimulation. જે મેં આગળ ડિસ્કસ કર્યું, bradycardia જો આવશે, it is because of this vagal effect. This atropine, scopolamine as well as this topicamide, આજે મેં આગળ ડિસ્કસ કર્યું, that cyclopentolate agents છે. These agents are used as a mydriatic and cycloplegic. Then this atropine is also used as a pre-anesthetic medication. Pre-anesthetic medication means here it is used before this anesthetic agent administration. One benefit શું હોય છે? Anesthetic agent, that is generally when if you want to do or go for the surgery, so we are using this anesthetic agent. This atropine will be administered before this. That is why it is used as a pre-anesthetic, before pre-anesthetic medication. આને કહેવાય છે pre-anesthetic medication. Why it is used? This atropine as well as the scopolamine, this are used as a pre-anesthetic medication because it will block the salivary as well as the respiratory secretion. Because this inhibit the secretion, it will ease in the process or during the surgery. It will be helpful. That is why this is used as a pre-anesthetic medication. But newer as well as the better alternative, it is not in practice as a anti-sialagogue. Anti-sialagogue, again, that is the block the formation of the salivary secretion. That is used as anti-sialagogue. This atropine, again, this is less in practice. That atropine 2 milligram intramuscular administration, that is used for the treatment of this organophosphorus poisoning. Organophosphate क्या कहो आगड़? Organophosphate कौन कैसे? पूजा.
Yes, sir, આવ્યું છે.
हाँ, क्या આવ્યું છે?
ડાયરેક્ટ ઇનડાયરેક્ટ વાળું કંઈક હતું. એમાં
Good.
શાયદ
Direct, indirect. तो indirect માં क्या હતું? आयुषी.
સર
हाँ बोलो बोलो पूजा, वांधो नहीं.
સર યાદ નથી એવું.
ओके. आयुषी, निर्जरी.
યસ સર.
हाँ, क्या आयु છે?
Sir, irreversible cholinesterase inhibitors.
Good. Irreversible cholinesterase inhibitor. Ruhan, is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Means it is organophosphorus compounds. They are irreversible cholinesterase inhibitor. Cholinesterase inhibit થશે રૂહાન તો શું ઇફેક્ટ મળશે? એસિટાઇલકોલિન વધશે ઘટશે?
ઘટશે.
What is it?
Ayushi, just think again. We are inhibiting cholinesterase enzyme. Ruhan,
ઘટશે સર.
ઘટશે તો ભાઈ મારે પાછું ફરીથી ચાલુ કરવું પડશે ચેપ્ટર. cholinesterase enzyme ને inhibit કરો. What is cholinesterase enzyme?
સર એન્ઝાઇમ ઇનહિબિટ કરીએ તો એસિટાઇલ કોલાઇન વધશે પણ કોલિન ઘટશે ને.
એસિટાઇલ કોલિન પૂછું છું. કોલિનર્જિક ઇફેક્ટ જ્યારે વિચારીએ આપણે તો એસિટાઇલ કોલિન જ વિચારીશું. તો એસિટાઇલ કોલિન વધશે કે ઘટશે?
એ વધશે.
વધશે તો પેરાસિમ્પેથોમાઇમેટિક ઇફેક્ટ આવે ને?
યસ સર.
જસ્ટ બ્રીફ કરી દો પાછું એટલે જ યાદ કરો કે ક્લાસિફિકેશન માં આપણે ક્યાં લખ્યું હતું એને?
cholinesterase inhibitor.
જુઓ, કોલિનોમાઇમેટિક ઓર પેરાસિમ્પેથોમાઇમેટિક. આ ડાયરેક્ટલી જે ડિસ્કસ કર્યા હતા અને આ ઇનડાયરેક્ટલી માં શું આવ્યું? cholinesterase inhibitor or anticholinesterase in this irreversible organophosphorus compounds. આ કહેવા છે irreversible. એ કહેવા શેમાં આયા? પેરાસિમ્પેથોમાઇમેટિક ઓર કોલિનોમાઇમેટિક. હવે જસ્ટ રિમેમ્બર, we are discussing over about the parasympatholytic. હવે અહીંયા organophosphate atropine જે છે parasympatholytic થયું. So here we can think that atropine 2 milligram intramuscular is administered to reverse this cholinesterase inhibition. But be careful, આ cholinesterase ને reactivate નહીં કરે. આ કોને inhibit કરે છે? This will produce the anticholinesterase, it will inhibit this cholinergic system. It will inhibit this cholinergic system. But routine practice માં આ atropine use નથી થતું. રૂટીન પ્રેક્ટિસમાં ફોર ધીસ કોલિન એસ્ટર્સ રીએક્ટિવેટ કરવા માટે the another category of the agent which are used, they are known as a choline esterase reactivator. આ ખાસ યાદ રાખજો અહીંયા, choline esterase reactivator. એના સફિક્સમાં બધા આવશે ઓક્ઝાઇમ્સ. they are oxime agents like prelidoxime, ralidoxime. Here these are the name: prelidoxime, ralidoxime, diacetyl monoxime. अब द ऑक्साइम्स છે કેટેગરી, સફિક્સ માં જોશો તો ઓક્સાઇમ છે. these are the oximes which are known as a choline esterase reactivator. શું કહે છે ને? reactivator. this oxime group NOH, આ NOH છે, that is having the high affinity for the phosphorus atom in this organophosphorus. એટલે organophosphate poisoning હશે, આની એફિનિટી ક્યાં છે ઓક્સાઇમ ની? towards the phosphorus atom. That is why it will hydrolyze, thus hydrolyze the phosphorylated enzyme. Phosphorylated enzyme ने શું કર દેશે? ये hydrolyze कर देશે, which is because of this organophosphorus poisoning છે. organophosphorus poisoning માં this oxime group ये શું કરશે? this oxime group that is having the high affinity towards this, એટલે ये hydrolyze कर देશે this phosphorylated enzyme, and that is why it will produce the regeneration. અને અમુક વખતે શોર્ટ નોટ બી પૂછાય છે, રાઇટ એ નોટ ઓન કોલિન એસ્ટરેઝ રીએક્ટિવેટર. આ મેં શોર્ટ ડિસ્ક્રિપ્શન લીધું છે. you can refer the book for the detail. this is the conceptual point I have taken over here. Choline esterase reactivator, so it will regenerate the enzyme. enzyme regenerate થઈ જાય એટલે શું થશે? the metabolism of acetylcholine take place, and that is why it will decrease the cholinergic effect. So this is the class of the parasympatholytic. Then, as I discussed earlier, this ipratropium, that is having the selectivity for this bronchial tract. So it is used for the treatment of the bronchospasm. Just remember, repeat the statement. In general, inhibitor in nature. तो स्मूथ मसल पर केवी इफेक्ट आवशे? bronchodilation. that is why it is used to treat this bronchospasm. And there is another disease, that is the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. There is also obstruction in the pulmonary tract. So this ipratropium category, that is ipratropium bromide salt, that is used for this purpose. Then I already discussed this pyranzapine. પાયરેન્ઝેપિન બોલીએ તો સિલેક્ટિવિટી વાઇઝ M1 M2 M3 એમાંથી કયું નામ લઈશું? it is selective M1 receptor, and it is useful for the peptic ulcer treatment, but now it is replaced by the proton pump inhibitor for this condition that you will learn at the time of the gastric disease or peptic ulcer. એટલે આ પાયરેન્ઝેપિન છે રિપ્લેસ થયું છે ક્લિનિકલ પ્રેક્ટિસમાં બાય પ્રોટોન પંપ inhibitor like omeprazole, prazole છે બધા એ. Then comes the oxybutynin. That is producing the antispasmodic as well as antimuscarinic effect. So this is used for the urge in the patient for the neurogenic bladder. The another category of the agent is the tolterodine, that is the competitive muscarinic receptor antagonist, which is having the fewer side effect compared to this oxybutynin. Less side effect compared to this oxybutynin. Then we discuss in this Parkinson, that is it is used in combination with this levodopa. The category of the agent was, which was the agent? કયો એજન્ટ હતો? અભી which was the agent? अभी are you there? हाँ बोलो एजेंट का.
Yes, sir. Tyrosine.
नहीं, कयो बोलिया?
नहीं सर
બસ ક્લાસિફિકેશન જો બતાવું તમને અહીંયાથી કઈ યાદ આવે છે? That was the benztropine. પાર્કિન્સન માં કયો યુઝ થતો હતો? benztropine. કોમ્બિનેશન માં કોની જોડે કોમ્બિનેશન? The main drug or mainstay of the treatment is the levodopa. So it was used in combination with levodopa. So that was the benztropine. Last one, that is the hyoscine as well as scopolamine patch. Patch તરીકે બી અત્યારે મળે છે. This hyoscine scopolamine that is useful in the treatment of the motion sickness. Motion sickness એટલે જેને ટ્રાવેલિંગ ના લીધે જે સિકનેસ થતી હોય છે, movement, motion. So for that treatment, nowadays the transdermal patches are also available for the treatment of this motion sickness. Many time it is also useful. Antihistaminic agents are more preferred over this antimuscarinic effect, because this antimuscarinic agent, they are supposed to be producing a sedation as well as the dry mouth adverse effect, which we discussed earlier. So this agent, they are used as a prophylactic agent. એટલે જ્યારે ટ્રાવેલિંગ કરવાનું એના પહેલા આ એજન્ટ યુઝ કરશે. એટલે સપોઝ પેચ છે તો પેચ એપ્લાય કરી દેશે. That will help in prevention of this motion sickness. So this is all about this antimuscarinic agent. Any question?